Same as the last. Hello. Sorry, I was just sitting here jamming. This is one of my favorite ACS songs, so I'm just like vibing over here. But we can get stream started. That's a thing that I'm supposed to do at this point in time. Hi, Parker. How you doing? You haven't flown away in a tornado yet? I like how I got paint water today, even though I'm like not painting. It's just habit at this point. Also put my water like way far away from me. What is she doing today? Nobody knows. Not even she knows. I will do a stretchy. I will do a hydrate. Ugh. I do need to be careful about how far forward I lean when I'm stretching today. I don't think it's been a problem in the past, but I'm wearing a crop top today, so I don't need to be putting a whole titty on stream. Okay, hydrate.
Oh my god, why can't you just take the freaking compliment?
I swear I thought about, because I knew Grim would redeem that, so I think about compliments to give myself the night before, and then I forget them. Yeah. I've got a bralette crop top combo, and that's dangerous. It's dangerous, so I gotta be careful. The table is like right under boob height for me, so it's something to be aware of. I guess I took a real day off yesterday. That was something good. I didn't enjoy it per se. So I think like I did it the way you're supposed to do it, and I should have known better because my brain doesn't do things the way it's supposed to. So I think I need to alter how I take days off in the future. So that I can find something that actually like is a restful day and also works for the way my brain works. So we learned something about myself. And I'm going to, instead of trying to force myself into the mold that should be a restful day, I will actually work with my brain and figure out something that will work for both of those things. So that's something that's good and nice, is that I'm actually working with myself instead of against myself in order to try to feel normal. That's growth, baby. Yeah, it might be exciting, but I don't need to get banned off of an account that I've had for over a decade. I would be really sad about that. So, as the title says, it's Pride Eve. Pride starts tomorrow. At least in the US. I know it's not June everywhere, but so we have some brainstorming to do, which I didn't touch at all yesterday, even though I really, really wanted to. So we are going to be working on this card while we think about things. But I asked last month, the beginning of this month, what's time? If my queer squad would be interested in pride mushrooms, and the answer was overwhelmingly yes, on both Twitter and Tumblr. So I spent some time, not yesterday, because I didn't do any work yesterday, but in the past few days, looking up different kinds of mushrooms, and I just kind of wrote down like a quick and dirty flag list for things that I usually want to include. If anybody has specific flags that they want, let me know, and I'll make sure to include them. I'm always happy to add more pride flags to my lineup. If you have a flag that you don't see, just let me know. I am radically inclusive. We don't exclude people in our squad. So I have a list of mushroom names. I have a list of flags. There's only one so far that I know what I want to do for. There's a mushroom called the hairy trumpet fungus, and it pretty much it's what it says on the tin. It's a hairy little mushroom guy, and I want to do bear colors, the bear pride flag colors for that. Um, I'm a bear appreciator, so bear will be included. Um, and there are a couple other ones that I saw. I'm not sure. I don't want to do like straight, um, straight. I don't want to do like the lined flag colors. I want to have it more subtle than that, because a lot of my previous Pride stuff has only been in like the actual flag format. But I think using like pulling the colors and using those as like the highlights and lowlights in a drawing is going to be a little bit um, better for this specifically. Um, so that's my plan. And like some of these are going to work out really well, and some of them are going to be a little bit difficult. But I've done more color studies since the last time I did a Pride project, so I'm feeling good about it. Um, I'm also thinking once I get those designed, I would like to do a little mushroom circle. Um, I may sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry, I couldn't mute in time. I hope that wasn't too loud. I tried not to make it too loud, but a sneeze be a sneeze. Um, what was I saying? I got so distracted by that sneeze. Oh, I want to do a mushroom circle with all the gender pride flags that says you cannot gender me in any way that matters in the center. So I'm thinking I'll combine those two ideas, and then make stickers with these because my sticker cutter arrived. I haven't set it up yet. I've downloaded the software, but I haven't gotten a chance to test it out. I'm glad it was adorable. I have been told that I sneeze adorably. I don't know, I just sneeze. I don't think about it too much, honestly, except when I'm streaming and I try to mute myself, and then my computer's too slow and it won't. um, but yeah, there are a lot of cool fungi in the world. So I was looking for like, thank you, Graham. Um, there's like a specific kind of mushroom that people draw a lot, and I don't know what it's based off of, but it's one that has like a lot of drippy goo coming off of it. I will say one mushroom I refuse to do is the bleeding tooth mushroom. I hate looking at that thing. It disgusts me and it makes me feel icky, and so I'm not going to draw that one. I know that is a fan favorite in the fungus appreciator world, but I can't do it. It icks me out too much. But there's one that's kind of just like a regular kind of mushroom shape that has like a drip coming off of it. And I don't know if that's just like an artist thing that started happening or if it's like based off of an actual mushroom at some point. But I thought about that yesterday and then was not working, so I didn't look it up at all. Um, but yeah, if anybody has mushrooms they think are neat that aren't the bleeding tooth fungus, then you should let me know and we'll look at them and figure it out. Yeah, this thing, is that real? That doesn't look real. One of the issues with looking up like any reference photos now is that AI has destroyed the world, and so you can't actually tell if something is real, and you need to do like 35 times the amount of research that you usually do. Um, yeah, that's totally fair, Parker. Is that it? That doesn't look like it. Maybe it is. Maybe it's Inky Cap. Let me look. Let me look. Can you eat those? It is edible, but must be prepared the same day or it melts. That's fun. Okay, that isn't exactly what I was thinking of, but that... Well, I should say, I am surprised that artists have created what I was thinking of from this. Um, So it basically rocks and rots and then turns into goo, which like same. Yeah, okay. So they do dissolve as they die. That's interesting. Okay, we will add that on here. Where's there? Um, I'm just gonna write drippy guy so that I know what the hell I'm talking about to myself. Okay. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed about this, honestly, in combination with the color and focus. I need to like plan my time very carefully this month, but I think I can do it without stressing myself out too much. And since I have the sticker cutter, I can actually offer these at a more reasonable price point because I won't have to order like the minimum order from my usual sticker company for each flag. Um, if I hadn't gotten that sticker cutter, my plan was to make them into a sheet and then cut them myself, which would have been what I would have saved in money from the actual printer would have gone into time. Um, which isn't like the best way, but it's doable, you know? So I think with the sticker cutter now, I do need to buy more ink for a printer. Um, and then I can get going. I do need to do a couple test runs of the stickers because I want to make sure I understand all of the um, intricacies of the program because you can specify like how deep the blade goes and stuff like that. So I need to do some practice on that. I would like to practice laminating some stickers before I get into things that I'm actually like planning for business. Um, Hi Stars, good to see you. Um, but yeah, I can't type. It doesn't help that my computer is like slow, so I'm like typing behind things. Um, but that does mean that I'm probably going to end up printing some like
I
just
love your goopy.
random shit, like the Goopy Wiener, for instance, to send to Lib. Oh, well, I late is whatever. Like you arrive when you arrive, like a wizard, precisely when you mean to. But I'm glad that you have food. So I'm probably gonna print a few things just for kicks and giggles, and maybe we'll do like a giveaway if they turn out okay, where I can send some like limited edition stickies to people. Um, I do also want to start planning a sticker tier on my Patreon. Since I'm printing my own stickers, or can print my own stickers now, I should say. I haven't started yet, but um, I can actually do like designs with a limited run. Um, and then decide if I like them enough to add them to the actual shop. This will also probably bring my sticker cost down a little bit because I do, for my sticker printing, use a small business that charges more because they pay their employees well and are doing things ethically. So, and that's worth it to me. But if I'm doing it myself, then I can treat myself as unethically as I want. Or something. I don't know. I find pleasure in the work that I do for the most part. There are some things about being an artist and running my own business that I don't like, but for the most part, I've found a pretty good balance, I think, between doing the stuff that I enjoy and getting the stuff that I need to get done, even if I don't enjoy it. Um, because I know my brain a lot better than I used to, which is good. I uh I don't know. I've made a lot of progress in general. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, my brain's weird, blah, blah, blah. But I've actually made like a lot of progress on finding labels, which helps me find better coping mechanisms and better ways to make my brain work. But I do think that one of the good things about running my own business and stuff is that it means that I can give myself accessibility without having to prove what what I have going on in my head, which is good. Um, because I'm fairly like we all know I have ADHD at this point. Yeah, if you guys think that I'm running myself too hard, please feel free to speak up. I did take a legitimate day off yesterday. I was saying that earlier, where I didn't do any work stuff. Um, I only did personal stuff. And I will say that I don't think that's going to work for me. Because really what happened is I had to divert myself away from things I would have found fun but still qualify as work. So it felt like a very unsatisfying day. I didn't really have fun. So I think there's a couple things I need to do to figure out a balance where I'm not working literally 6 hour days, 7 days a week, years at a time, and allowing myself to find joy in the things I find joy in, even if it's work. Um, so like I did have like a fine day yesterday. Like it was fine, but it didn't feel like a good day per se. I think part of it is just that I was kind of at loose ends for a fair amount of yesterday. So I hung out with stars in the morning, but the rest of my day was just kind of like me left to my own devices, which usually means that I can get a lot of good work done. But since I wasn't doing that, it kind of just felt like, I don't know, a hodgepodge of poking things in a way that was not particularly satisfying. Um, so we tried it. We're going to keep having a rest day in the week, but I think I need to structure it differently. That's all. I think um, I think maybe turning Saturdays into rest days is maybe a little bit better. I don't know. I Part of the thing is that I didn't get to hang out with my boyfriend yesterday, and I think that if I was actually um, like taking time off to hang out with somebody that I care about, I would have done better with that. But instead, I just kind of like ended up pottering around the house, not really doing anything because I wasn't allowed to work, which is not like a formula for a good day, you know? So I think I need to figure that out a little different. But we tested it. We're gonna change the vibe a little bit, and we'll figure out a way that works. Because I kind of realized while I was talking to my boyfriend that I have not taken a day off except for like funerals in the past like 3 or 4 years, which is kind of disgusting. Honestly, if one of my other friends had done that and not me, I would yell at them in a very loving but firm way. So, I don't know. And like again, part of it is that I enjoy what I do, so it's not all of it is like work, you know? But I need to figure out a way to not just be running constantly. I'm just gonna pull out every single color, I guess, is how this is gonna go. Because I was like, oh, let's just pull out a few. No, we're just gonna pull out every single color that's ever existed. That's fine. But we'll get there. It's just like everything with my brain, it's a process. I do think I want to add some more green. Don't roll off the table, please. Thank you. Do you want to add some more like darker greens to this guy? But I did watch some of a show that I really like. I've been rewatching BBC Ghosts again. I will say that I don't particularly like the last season, just because, I don't know, they're ending it, so, and it feels like they're ending it, which makes it less fun. And I don't particularly like the final ending. Like, I get why it is that way, but I don't like it, which is partially just because I didn't want the show to end. They have made an American version of it that I might check out, but I have the odd feeling that it's not going to be good. But yeah, so that was my entire brain process yesterday. Did you have fun with that? I really like it. It is okay, I tried to say two sentences at once. Let me like actually split those apart. Oh, of the American one? It looks like from like the brief promo images that I've seen that they really just like copied it whole hog because it looks like they have the exact same character bases um that wouldn't make full sense in the US. So I'm not sure if they like did something better for that. I don't know. But they also their costumes are worse. It looks like just from promo images. Like I can't say for realsies, you know, but it did kind of look like they they didn't put much budget into it. Because one of the characters um so I guess I need to explain this a little bit. But as you might guess from the title, ghosts, there's ghosts involved. Um, yeah, they really would because there's one of the characters is like died from a plot against Queen Elizabeth. So like that wouldn't happen in the US, right? But one of the characters died in an archery accident with like a Boy Scouts troop essentially. Um, and so has an arrow through his neck all the time. Um, and looking at the promo images, it looks like they did that exact same thing, which makes sense in the US. Again, this is a thing that would track. But the way that they did that looks really bad in the promo images. And if that's how it's going to look when you were like trying to take a good single image, I'm concerned about the quality of the show overall. I also am just kind of a costume snob. Little bit. Little bit. Because I do the fabric things, so I have judgments. Not that one. This one. So I might try out the American one. But I do really like the BBC one. It's a good level, like a good mix between like comedy hee hee ha ha and like really heartfelt moments that are nice, and it's got some good character development, I think. Which it's the kind of character development where you don't realize necessarily that they're developing so dramatically until you rewatch the show. Which I think is kind of the best way to do characters because that's how it works in real life, right? You don't always know that you're making like a huge personal difference until you look back on it. So I think that's a good sign. Do I have... Are you? You are. Let me just never finish a sentence ever again. You guys don't need sentences, right? But I'll probably give it a go at some point because I'll get like I hyper focus on shows. So I've already rewatched through all of BBC Ghosts once. I started a second time because I'm not done with it yet. I'm not done with the vibes. So at some point I'll probably have watched through the BBC version like 7 times in a row, and then I'll be like, well, I'm tired of this, but I'm not done with the vibes. Let's try the American one and see. And I'm not saying like automatically it's a remake, so it's gonna suck, but I will go into it with cautious pessimism, I guess. Yeah. Like how I just have this weird blob that isn't really anything up here. What are you? Nobody knows. Which like vibe. Don't change yourself, little blob. But I also just get like, I do that with Hunger Games too a lot, where I'll just re-listen to the Hunger Games audiobooks like 35 times in a row. Because I don't know. Nothing has exactly the same vibes. And those are the vibes that I want. Although I think I mostly do that when I'm avoiding depression, if I'm being honest. Which Sometimes you notice patterns in yourself. Such is the way. Yeah, fair. Star is fair. For a while, um, the last time I was obsessed with BBC Ghosts, the fourth and fifth seasons were not available in the US. Um, and so I like beat my head up against a wall for like a million years trying to figure out how to watch those seasons. I managed to watch the fourth season, but the fifth season wasn't available, and it just finally released in the US a little bit ago. So that's why I kind of dove back in. But now I have them all, and I can watch them repeatedly. I am. So I had some big theories about some of the character deaths in BBC Ghosts, and I was wrong about all of them, but I was still pleased with myself that I came up with way more creative um, solutions than what the writers came up with. Because mine were better. Just throwing that out there. But that is also a problem and why I tend to not watch things while they're actively airing because I like come up with these really cool ideas in my head and get attached to them, and then that's not what happens. I'm too creative. I'm not really making these shapes into anything because some of them are just weird shapes. Some of them are things and some of them are not things. Much like the real world that we live on. Some things are things and some things aren't. You know how it be. There's a artist that I follow on Instagram that will do like blobs kind of like this with watercolor and then digitally go over them with ink to make them look like monsters, which I think is really cool, and I think part of why I decided to do a bunch of squidgies. Ding dong. That's probably nothing important. Um, what was I saying? Oh, but I think the idea of having like the physical watercolor blob and then enhancing it with digital is a really cool idea. So I might do that at some point. I may have made too much iced coffee today. So we'll see if I end up like way too caffeinated and insane later. I kind of want to add some white to this one, actually. I think that would be cute. Sparkle up. Yeah, good, good. Um, this isn't going to take very long because it's just squiggles. And squiggles are easy, mostly. How's everybody else doing though? I guess I didn't ask that properly today. I just started chatting and didn't shut up. Which like is at least 35% of being a streamer is just talking to yourself so that other people can hear you. Oh, possible job opportunity. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just kind of been your, I was gonna say your summer vibe, but it's not even really summer yet. Just the constant vibe, perhaps. This looks like a fucked up bird. A little bit. Little bit. Let's make a fucked up bird together. It's like a Rorschach test, except all I see are animals. I just like seeing a little guy. Maybe I want to make his beak yellow. Yeah, that's fair, Stars. I'm assuming you're still having troubles with the sleep, which like mood. I got one good night of sleep this week, and I'm never gonna have another one again, and I'm very aware of this. It's just very specific circumstances for like the perfect night of sleep. Yeah, yeah. I feel like, I don't know. It's also getting warmer, which means I won't sleep as well. But part of that is just because the inside of our house gets so freaking hot because the sun shines directly into our window for a fair amount of time. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, Stars. I definitely have that problem where if I wake up enough in the middle of the night, I do not get back to sleep. Which is like so frustrating. It's like you were fine sleeping a second ago. You're tired. Can you like do the next step in this process, please? This guy also kind of looks like a bird. Maybe I've just seen birds today. Birds are very varied. This is a fact of nature. But he's got like a weird little plume right here. We've got a tail right here. Let's give you like a funky chest here. We're a fan of funky chests on this channel. And I haven't been able to go see ACS actually like live in ages. My schedule is so packed all the time now, which is like, I say that like it's stressful, but really it's mostly just me hanging out with people I enjoy hanging out with. It's just one of those things where I feel like I need to be in like 35 places at once. All the time, forever. which really is more about me being a weirdo and less about anybody actually expecting me to be someplace. Me being a weirdo? Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Yeah, the second, sometimes even before I wake up, if I'm being honest, my brain starts going. Like, there is no shutting it up. It's irritating. But, like, sometimes I'll start thinking about, like, my to-do list while I'm still dreaming, which is something. And once you start doing that, like, your brain just keeps chugging and won't shut up, which is a problem. I think I started saying this earlier and then I just got distracted, which, like, this is the distraction channel. Welcome in. I haven't fully decided whether I want to do the mushrooms digitally or physically yet. Maybe I want to do them physically and then, like, edit them digitally. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't decided. But if I want to do them on stream, then physical is the right answer. If I want to do them off stream, then digital is the answer. So, I don't know. I don't know. And because today is not technically June yet, I guess I could work on some sketch concepts for the stuff next month, which would give you a little bit of a sneak preview to what the color is going to be next month. Because I do those pages where, here I can show you last month's. So I do the page where I take the photo with the art supplies and then I put the little card in the middle. And then I just use that for, like, my sketches and notes for the projects that I'm going to do. So I already have taken the photo for next month's color, but I haven't started any of the sketches. Oh, yay! Have fun, Graham. I kind of want to make this one, like, something with steam coming out of it. But we could work on that. I have a couple of ideas, but again, since it's also Pride, I really don't know how much I'm going to be able to get done this month. But I can also, like, I don't know, just do things another time. That's allowed. I'm allowed to use the color another time if I want to. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just having trouble balancing things this month. And in general, in my brain. I'm sure that's shocking to none of us. There, we colored on it. Look at us go. I probably should have thought about what font I wanted to do the thank you in. That would have been a smart thing to plan a little bit, but I did not do that. So here we are. Yes, you should be able to see this one very well, Parker. At least I think so. Do you want to see a little preview? I have the card sitting right here. I wonder if you could see it in my starting up photo. Actually, I didn't think to check. Let me look. No, you couldn't. I was smart. Here, we're gonna do a little peekaroonie. Are you ready? You ready? I think you can see that would be my guess. But I don't know your eyes. Your special eyes. But I had this was a while back, a conversation with a mutual on Tumblr. Um I forget what the post originally was, but it was like what's your vibe kind of a thing. Like what's the color of your soul kind of a thing. And my answer was I'm like the little pieces of thread left behind after a project that end up like stuck in the carpet and stuck to your shoes, and I'm like the sweater lint that ends up left in the dryer and that kind of stuff, like your pocket fuzzies that are in your jean pockets that are just like the leftovers of all the pieces of the process in there. That's me. And her answer was that she was like broken heart-shaped things. Um, and a lot of hers were very visually appealing to me. The way that she described them, I thought that they would make good art. And so I talked to her and I got permission to turn those into art if I wanted to, and I never had the time. But I think it will be perfect for this color. I won't do all of them, but there's one in specific that I thought of, which is heart-shaped confetti stuck on the bottom of a boot that's walking. So like you know how if you do like confetti for a wedding at a courthouse or whatever, it just kind of ends up left on the sidewalk and ends up getting tracked around. So I was thinking about like a boot tread with the heart-shaped confetti underneath it. I don't know that that's going to feature the colors super clearly, but it is something that I want to do for sure. Another one of the ones that she thought of was like um, and we discussed this and kind of workshopped the idea together, um, was like discounted Valentine's candy. You know how they make those like novelty heart-shaped lollipops with like the cellophane wrapper? We were thinking like one of those that's just like left in the back, like the last one in the little stand that's kind of dusty and has been broken so that the shards are still inside the bag. That's another one I'm thinking of. I also have a silly idea um, for like a sticker design I'm thinking that's vaguely sexual, I guess. But I use this phrase deliciously malicious, and I've been using that since I was a teenager. And I actually, back when I had a web comic, this is deep Katie lore now. Back when I had a web comic when I was like 17, 18, I did a little piece of wrapped candy with like a devil face on it. That said deliciously malicious, which is kind of like that teasing, joyful feeling that you get when you're messing with somebody. Like um, that's that feeling. And I was thinking maybe like a lollipop with somebody licking it that has like little horns on it and a tail. That would also be good for this color. And I think that would make a good sticker design. And then I could do that as like a Patreon exclusive for a little bit before I add it to my shop. Um, which is cool. There's also a lot of like little background things that I can start planning now that I have the sticker cutter. Um, which actually I should write that down before I forget. Today is the day of me just thinking about all these things that I can actually do now. Um, but what do I want to call this? I'll just say birthday advent. Bag stickers. I also want to design, I need to order bags for that too. I already decided what I was going to do for them, but what was the other thing I just thought of and then immediately forgot? I hate my brain sometimes, really. Oh, mystery sticker bags. That's what it was. I wanted to do some like nice stickers. Mystery bag stickers. Because right now they just have my handwriting on them that just says mystery art sticker, which is like boring. So maybe we could do that today too. I don't know. I don't know. Today is just like that in between day where I was freaking out about getting everything done and then I got everything done and now I don't know what to do until the next thing to do, you know? I'm just all over the place. I also am just having a weird brain time, which I know why, but it's just one of those things I get to deal with all the time forever because my brain is different. Um, I feel like I need to do more to that one. He's so boring. Let's add some like blue green to you, huh? Or maybe just darker green. Looks so boring. He's just a little bean. We're turning him into a bean. Ooh, that's exciting, Parker. There's also like a bit of pigment there. That's fine. So now I need to pick a direction to go in, which is like the hardest part of existing for me. I guess I can start sketching out a thank you on here to see. Well, actually, maybe I want to scan it before I do that so that I can have the plain one if I decide that it will do better digitally. And then I can use the card for other stuff other than just the thank you. Okay, I talked myself out of it. Never mind. We also have mushrooms to do. I have too many things to do. Why am I like this? I have too many ideas. Where do I want to do the mushrooms is the next step. Like the next decision to make. I'm not sure where I want to actually... Okay, we're going to end up in decision paralysis. That's where we're going to go today. Yeah, I think Thursday was not the right choice for a rest day. I guess I usually chill on Sundays more, but I do have places to be on Sundays, so it doesn't really feel like as much of a rest day. I was thinking I might do the leather pride flag this year too, actually. But I do need to look up this one because there were two very different photos. So I'm guessing that one of them isn't actually the same photo or the same mushroom and it was mislabeled, but we're gonna look it up. Because there was one that looked like there isn't a good way to say this. There was one that, yeah, see, there we go. So the other, I don't know which photo, but this guy, this it reads very yonic, which I think would be good. And I just like the kind of wibbly wobbly textures in this one. But I guess the baby ones look a bit different, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how mushrooms work. Nor does anybody really. None of us know mushrooms. Mushrooms are unknowable. I was thinking this one maybe for lesbian. One of the lesbian flags. I always do two. But I think they don't call it the sapphic flag because there's a different sapphic flag. But there's a 4-color lesbian pride variant that Maya Kern rearranged the colors, who is the person who makes all those skirts that I like. I think those colors would work well with this. For the sunset lesbian flag, I was thinking maybe the turkey tail, but that might be better for like one of the rainbows too, just because it naturally has line marks, different lined colors through it. Too many decisions. Too many decisions. Yeah, it's a really nice flag, I think. And the colors are just fun. I like flags with fun colors. I do think that for most of these, I'm going to have them be, I mentioned this at the start, where I'm going to use the colors that aren't in like flag formation So I'm going to use them as like the highlights and lowlights so that it's a little more subtle. Um, and just because I think it would be pretty. One of the mushrooms that I don't know if I want to use, I just thought it was cool, was the fluted bird's nest. It's like a little cup mushroom that looks like it has eggs sitting in it. It's so cool. And I do think for the inky cap, I was thinking maybe Ace Demi colors, just because I think that fits well with the mushroom and I think it would look really cool. Um, but it would also be kind of funny to do the gender fluid flag with that one, I think. Also, the orange peel fungus is super cool. That would be another one that would be good for the lesbian sunset flag, actually. Maybe. I think indigo milk cap would probably be good for the gay man flag. It's really just like, sorry, I just have photos of these on my phone because I was like thinking about it. This guy, indigo milk cap, I think would be good for the gay man flag. It's already blue, but there's like very clear gills here too, which I think will help incorporate that amount of blue and green colors that it has. Let me write these down instead of just saying them. This one I was thinking Kern, Spian. Gender fluid for inky cap, I think. This one is bear, because it's furry. There's also a pink bonnet one that looks super cute and little and baby. There's just so many cool, there's lots of cool fun guys in the world. I can tell that it's allergy season. Thank you, Parker. Like, I can see the pollen on the tree outside of our house, and I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, I love that Discord picked up on me slurping my coffee. That's great. Okay. Maybe I want to go get my watercolor sketchbook and we can play with these a little bit. Because that will make it feel less real to me, and I think that means my brain will let me do it. Wow, this is like blown out. Can you guys even read this? I mean, it's my handwriting, so maybe you can't. I don't know. Oh, I did say I thought maybe rainbows for this one. And sunset lesbian for this one. I may just pick one I like for Pan because that's my flag. Well, there's also, if anybody has trypophobia, I'm warning you right now, I'm about to show you something that has a bunch of freaky holes in it. So it might make you feel icky. So be prepared, look away, or be prepared to look away. But I also kind of like this guy. He just looks like a sponge. And that could be fun for one that has 3 colors. So maybe Pan for that one, or maybe Bi would be good for that too. There's also a mushroom called the Bleeding Fairy Helmet that I think I have to use, like legally. I think I need to use a mushroom that has the word fairy in it. They aren't like super exciting looking, but they do have a cute little like ruffle. So it looks like a little skirt. It's cute. I'm not sure which one I'd want to use for that either. There are just too many good mushroom choices in the world. Oh, I definitely put the sunset lesbian flag on the wrong mushroom. That's not what I meant. I meant this one. Yeah. There are just a lot of cool mushrooms. I will show you. I mentioned the um, where is it? I know you're in here. I know I saved you. Here it is. Look at this mushroom. It it really does look like a bird's nest. It looks like it has little eggs. Isn't that funky? What the hell? Nature's amazing. Wild. Wild. I don't know which one I'd use, like which flag I'd use for that one. I just think it's cool. Maybe actually, maybe I'd do trans for that one. Just because like the trans flag is an umbrella flag to include all of the other gender weirdness in it, you know? So maybe that would make sense. Like it's holding all of the other gender flags in it. Kind of. Not literally, but figuratively. Maybe. Where did I write that one? It's on here somewhere. Here it is. Trans question mark? Um, there's also a ghost fungus, which is like a bioluminescent, like flat mushroom, which I think is really cool. That would be good for like um, one of the flags that has like that green in it, so like agender or aromantic, I think. And I don't know, I think aromantic people should be allowed to glow. But aromantic and agender have, the flags have similar colors. They aren't exactly the same, but I think those could go together. Same with ace and demi, if I'm doing like a vague concept. Um, would be good. I would love to get these busted out and like done in the first week of June, but like that's insane, and I know that that's probably not going to happen. So I'm trying to not get too attached to these being done in June because I'm starting way later than I should have on these if I wanted them to be sellable in June. But honestly, like Pride is a year-round thing. Let's be real. We can be proud whenever the fuck we want. You can't tell us what to do. Um, So I think, and like I offer Pride stuff year round. It's not that big a deal. And I also feel like as a queer person who also sees all of these artists doing incredible things for Pride, I run out of money. So I think having like, I don't know, Boxing Day for Pride, where it's like the month after, once your wallet has recovered a little, is also perfectly valid. For all that, I could release these my birthday month, which is August too. So, um, let's see. The rounded Earth Star is a funky guy too. He uh he looks like a flower or like an acorn flower. And I think this one is cool. I'm not sure which one I want to do for that though. Maybe intersex? Just because it would track with like the round shape and the intersex flag, actually. Maybe I like that. Think about that. Maybe. I need to pick one for buy. Maybe the wine glass fungus. That's this one. It just looks like a little wine glass. Isn't he cute? Look at him. That one seems, I'm thinking about how to work with a limited palette of 3 colors, and I think that would work well for that because it's a relatively simple shape to shade. So let's do buy for that one. And I was thinking this one maybe for pan. I'm sorry, Grim. Let me look at these other ones. Oh, my tea has been delivered. That's probably what that was. There's that one. That's one. We already talked about that. There's this one too, Scarlet Hood, which just, that's a mushroom, right? Like, that's the mushroom of mushrooms. I should check off things on this side so that I stop. So I did these vaguely. I haven't decided which rainbow, so we'll leave that. Actually, maybe progress inclusive for the turkey tail would make sense. Actually, so let's say we did that. Trans, I think that works for that. Is just watching me be like weird and deciding things. Is that fun for you? Are we having fun? It's one of those things where like I really think once I get my desktop computer set up, I'm gonna add a stream that's just co-working so that I can do like this kind of stuff without feeling like I'm being incredibly boring. 'Cause like, I don't know. I would enjoy watching somebody else do this, but if I'm the one doing it, it feels weird. I don't know how else to explain that. Oh, did I? Yes, I did write that down. Good. Because I can show you guys the fuzzy guy. Where is he? Look at that. That's a bear mushroom, right? Like, I saw it and I was like, okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to do the bear flag, but then I saw this mushroom and I was like, I need to do the bear flag. It's required now. I love it. He's fuzzy. Considering
I
things.
love your goopy wiener.
Hee hee, goopy wiener. I wrote down gay man already. I put gender fluid down. Is that everything? Kern. Progress. Sex. Pan. Bi. Sunset lesbian. Trans. Bear. Gender fluid. Okay. There's another cup lichen that I was looking at that isn't technically a mushroom, but it still looks cool. And maybe I don't want to do both of those just because it's a lot all at once. Also the fly agaric, I don't know if that's really how you pronounce it, mushroom, just like the classic red and white mushroom is one that I was considering, but I'm not sure if I really want to do that just because it's like such a standard mushroom that I feel like it's a little boring. But maybe I'm like reading into that a little bit too much. Actually, maybe that one would be good for the leather flag. If I'm remembering what it looks like correctly. Let me look it up because it's blue, black, and red, I think. And white. I'm impressed with myself that I remembered that off the top of my head. But since it has the red heart, maybe I could make the spots on it hearts instead. Maybe. Considering things. That wasn't what I clicked, but thank you. There's also just this little guy. He's just a little dude. He's so blue. I do think this guy is also really good shape-wise. Maybe that one for non-binary, actually. I wrote it down. I know that I did. Just because the yellow color, I think, will translate over and then it'll make the mushroom itself a little bit more obvious. We also have this guy, who is similar shaped but a little bit different. I was considering adding a queer chevron mushroom, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Just because it's not a super commonly used flag. It's one that I like, but it isn't one that's super common. There's also the Veiled Lady, which is kind of fun because she has a little skirt. That one might be fun for one of the rainbows, actually. Just because there's a lot of real estate to work with on there. Or maybe Ace Demi would be good for that one. Actually, I kind of like the vibes of that with Ace Demi. Let's do that. The more I look at these, the more I do think that I want to do them digitally. Like, I enjoy having, like, physical watercolors that I turn into stickers because I think they end up looking really cool. So, like, this one, I did the font digitally, but I did the actual art physically. And I think that combination is fun. But it is so much easier to like just change little things if I don't like them when I'm doing it digitally. And for a lot of these mushrooms, it's going to be a lot of trial and error to find the right balance between making them look like the mushroom I'm using and um, making the colors clear. So I think if I'm able to mess with the colors a little bit more, that will be helpful. So maybe this will be a digital project that I work on when I'm watching other people. I'm just lowering the exposure a little bit so that maybe you can see a little bit better. It is very sunny today. Yeah, that's better. Okay.
I love your goopy wig.
I do think I'm gonna do the leather flag for the fly, however you pronounce it. That seems good. So we've got lesbian. I need to do genderqueer. Which maybe there's also this guy. He's just a basket that I really like. Maybe I'll do that for genderqueer because I just want something a little funky, you know? Let's do that. Where are you? I did find more mushrooms than I knew I was going to use, but sometimes you just gotta, yeah, let's just rewrite the frickin' name for the mushroom there. That's gonna be helpful. Silly goose. There we go. I know how to write things. No, I don't. That's that one. So I have 2 more rainbows to figure out. Where's that pink bonnet one? I really like this one. He's just so cute. He's so cute. It looks like a little skirt that a fairy would wear. I love it. So maybe that one would be good for the simplified rainbow a little bit. Let's not write it like that. Don't shorten that like that, Katie. Come on. You're smarter than this. Who else have we got in here? That's that one. The 1978 rainbow is my favorite. Oh, we haven't done the bleeding fairy helmet yet, so let's do that for the 1978. And then that's similar to, I definitely put that in the wrong spot. Goodness gracious. Rainbow. I might also add the lilac stripe to that one, which the 1978 Pride Rainbow was made by Gilbert Baker, and Gilbert Baker added another color a little bit before his death to the flag. So the 1978 version is the one that has like the aqua and the pink in it, and then he also added a lavender stripe to it. So I might include that in it, but the 1978 version is the one that I like best for actual rainbow. Okay. That's progress. We've made so much progress on this already. Maybe we're just gonna have like a sketchy chatty stream today just because I don't have anything ready yet. I'm not ready for the month to start. Oh, I do have some stickers to put in my sticker book too. We could do that. Or I could just cause a collapse over in my art supplies. Don't worry about it, it's fine. This one, where's back here? I had to go through this trying to find a sticker for somebody because I was like, I set it aside. Where did I put it? I do have more stickers there too. I guess I'm gonna clean up these colored pencils now because that's how my life is going. I thought I sealed that, but I didn't. I'm just feeling like more of a disaster than usual the past couple weeks. Which makes sense. And like, I get it. But also, I would like to stop feeling like this, please. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Usually I like have everything super planned out. I have like 3 projects down the line. So if I finish one on stream, I have like more projects to do, but not right now. Does that fit there? I think it will barely fit there. No, I need to move this one. Now it will fit there. I can't fit all the pride stickers on there. That's fine though. Oh, the soup will fit here, perhaps? Perhaps? One of these? This is just a mishmash stream. This is a Katie doesn't have her shit together stream. Which is fine. I don't need to have my shit together all the time, nor could I. Like breaking news, streamer is human. I had like, yeah, I don't really have room there. Let's see. That fit just barely. Just barely. We're gonna try. I do want to start getting like washi tape and sticker books started too, just like concept wise. That's something else that's on the list. There's just so much to do all the time. I don't know. And I also need to figure out how to balance that with just like existence, I guess. I'm bad at finding balance in things. I need to balance like the amount that I'm actually selling versus what I'm offering. I need to like actually start pushing sales more and just like ugh. What I really need to do is work on doing in-person markets and try to get in some shops up here. There are a few shops that like will sell stickers wholesale from other artists, so I need to work on that, which means I did apply to Wayfair and never heard back from them, so that's something to work towards as well. Just so much to do all the time. Because online sales are never going to be as big as in-person sales. That's just how life works. Here, we can put a few cadoodles on one page, because that way I have a page to flip to when I'm like, Cadoodles is here. She makes stickers. May end up running another sale in June, maybe. Because, like, my best sales, like, sales numbers were when I was running that huge sale, which is going to be partially because I was actually advertising. Because I find advertising really awkward. Which is silly. Oh, this has a border cut. I didn't even notice. Hoi.
Little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
Dang, hi, Graham. There we go. These kiss cut ones are always difficult to tell if they're actually there or not. Okay, there's some stuff that has been done.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Thank you. I'm trying. Oh, I saved that. That's right. Which... Okay, those are all saved ones. I will do a stretchy. I love those cats that scratch at the water glass. I don't know why that delights me so much, but it really does. Okay. Stretch accomplished. Doing a sippy. Yep, I did some twists, but I was very careful about where my cleavage was landing. I will have a little treat. Thank you. We can do some salmiakki. Is this the menthol one? I feel like the menthol one will clear out my sinuses and then maybe my head will feel better. Or I could just knock over the entire container. We'll have some salmiakki. I will have 2 pieces because I can. All right, they're in my mouth. I did sippy. Thank you. I love that because I started telling I that ages ago, that has just permeated into all of our streams. I think that's so funny. I'm also gonna put some extra lotion on my hands. My skin has been like really way worse than normal lately. And it's spreading to this knuckle. It's on this knuckle. This is the worst it's been in like ages. So it is good shorthand. And it's just funny to ask a grown man if he's had his sippy, you know? I think part of the reason my skin is so much worse is because doing the modeling stuff stresses my body out. And then I've just had so much stress that it hasn't calmed down yet. It also always gets worse during allergy season, so. But I would like it if it would stop. I get really self-conscious about it. That actually kept me from starting streaming for a long time because this knuckle has been like red and weird for a really long time. And like nobody's been mean about it. People have like asked, "Are you okay?" which is a valid question. But I don't know. I'm also just self-conscious about existing, if I'm being honest. So. I've also been considering lowering the price of my stickers a little bit. You guys just want to hear every thought that's run through my head about business for the past like 3 weeks, right? That's why you're here? Because I think I have a few smaller stickers. So like these guys, I priced at $4 just because they're a little smaller than my other ones. But there are some that I like haven't actually sold any of that are bigger, so that like the ones that I really need to charge $5 for are not popular designs. So I might just pull those and only have them in mystery bags. And then lower the prices of all my stickers to $4. I don't know. There's probably some magical point where I'm earning enough money and they're affordable enough that people will buy them, but I don't know where that is. I don't know. Small business owner issues. I don't know what I'm doing. As if I ever know what I'm doing. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I guess we can work on some sketchies. So that's the next thing I gotta do. This is the color of the month. It's pink. I don't know if you could tell. It's pink. I could put this away too, or I could just not. I do need to. I know that I saved this conversation with the Tumblr mutual, with her permission, but I don't know where I saved it to, and it's been a while. So I'm gonna need to go back and find it because there are like other ideas in there. I'm also gonna need to try and find some reference images for this kind of thing. Because I don't know that I have a great concept of what this would look like. I have a vague concept of what this would look like, and you're gonna see it. But thinking like so I mentioned this before, but like one of those candy lollipops that you would like novelty lollipops you would see in a store around Valentine's, except it's like broken kind of a thing. My sketches are never like real sketches. My sketches are like random lines that mean something to me and aren't clear otherwise. Like we did you guys remember the Atom piece that we did at the beginning of the month? That's the sketch for it. Where did I put that? Just so that we can do a little compare-a-rooney here. I don't know where anything I own is. Here it is. So like the final piece, the sketch. It's just I kind of just draw some vague lines so that I know what I mean. And it's not like a proper sketch. I do need to get this one listed and packaged up because I have somebody who wants to buy it, actually. I have a couple listings that I need to set up. But I just think it's so funny, the disparity between like the detail in the final work and what I think a sketch is. And really that's the point of a sketch, is for me to just remember, like have a note of what I mean. Are we just going to do all lollipops this month? Because that's my other idea for the other one too that I was thinking. I was thinking more like a kind of like this kind of guy, except with like little demon aspects. I was thinking also maybe like lips sucking on the lollipop. maybe. I hadn't fully decided on that because I'm not gonna lie, it feels a little basic. But I do also think that it captures the vibe of what I want. Because I do kind of like just have a tongue out here, you know? And then just like, but I don't know. I don't know that that's, I don't know that that's it. Yeah, sorry. Everybody get a lollipop. You have my permission to get a little treat. But I do want to do this one physically, I think. Although in my head, it's kind of like a smooth airbrush look, but I think it'll have some more character that will make me feel like it's less basic if I do it in watercolor. It'll have a better texture to it, which will make me feel a little better. Because there's like a specific kind of art that I enjoy looking at, but also is fairly oversaturated in in like the Instagram sphere, I guess, digital art sphere in general. That's just like basic pretty lady with plump lips that has like cell shading to it. And I enjoy that, but at a certain point it's just too much of it. So it's also just not my art style. So even though I'm inspired by that art, that isn't how my art style will translate. So I was also thinking about, I think I mentioned this one too, the boot concept, where we're seeing like the heel of a boot with like intense treads. Kind of a dealio. With little heart-shaped confetti stuck to the bottom of it. Kind of a thing. But I also want to get all these mushrooms done. And I still need to do a quilt block too. For sure, one of the quilt block patterns I want to do is like just little polka dot hearts, like obviously, right? Just do like a kind of this, which will be relatively simple. I think probably pink background and white hearts maybe. But I will need to decide on the other ones there too. I think the broken lollipop will get the color vibe across better than the confetti will, but I also think having that one pop of pink in an otherwise black and gray image will look really good, and I think it would make a good print, which I'm trying to put together a print order to order from like an actual company so I can start selling my own prints. I'm probably going to be shutting down my imprint soon. I've made $1 on imprint since I started it in like 2022. So it's not worth it, especially since I can't quality check everything myself. And the $1 I made wasn't even on a print, it was on cards. So pointless. But I think between these, I have plenty of work to do, plus the mushrooms too. But I might do the line art for this digitally and then transfer it, just so that I have some time to play with it and decide if I like the layout of it. But I also really need to try and find the conversation I had about these two and message the person I had the convo with. We haven't talked in a while, but yeah. This is all the brainstorming that I wanted to do yesterday and then didn't because it was a work off day. Maybe I want to try to get a more solid sketch for the broken lollipop. Because that one is a little bit more solid in my head than the other ones. Or maybe we could do something absolutely wild and do the quilt block first in the month for once. Usually I do those ones at the end because it doesn't take as long in general. Although I have been doing the line art digitally and then transferring it over, which also saves time. But let me look at some pictures of novelty lollipops because the bag is what's really giving me pause at the moment. It's like, yeah, like this guy. Thank you for that. Hello. Ah, you just won't show me. Cool, thanks for that. Never mind. Not that one then. Like this kind of guy, except in a cellophane bag. You good? There we go, okay. Like that, except pink. That's the kind of vibe I'm thinking. Except broken is the idea there. But the ones I've seen usually have like, what are those called? Like a twist tie at the bottom of it. I'm just gonna save this image just for my own edumacation here. I will try to find one that is actually, what's the word I'm thinking of? Nobody knows. I certainly don't. Copyright free, that's what I mean. Like, yeah. Maybe I can actually do that today. Maybe we're just gonna sketch this because I'm vibing. I'm vibing with it. We can start early. I'm allowed. I make the rules. Let's see what size papers I have cut, shall we? The answer is a lot. That's definitely not the right size for this. But this might also make a cute sticker. I don't know. What are you? You are a weird size, but probably a good size for this. Or one of these guys. What are you? 5x6? Maybe this one? That's an unusual size, but that's probably good. Yeah, let's go with that. Do I need to cut more paper for the quilt blocks? I had some pre-cut, but like at a certain point you just forget what's cut and what isn't. Especially me, because I tend to like, if I'm cutting paper, I'll cut a bunch of art paper all at once. Let's see. I do have a bunch of squares for that other project that I never did. Girl, she has focus problems. Okay, those are just random sizes. We could also just make a bookmark today for shits and giggles, because why not? I don't know. This is what happens when I don't plan things out. Which, I mean, what happens when I don't plan things out is that I don't have things planned out. Heartbreaking. Shocking news. Yeah, I am gonna need to cut more quilt block paper. I used the last of it last month. Okay, let's write that on our list of to-dos that is ever growing. What's that? Oh, I remember what those notes are. I don't know why I wrote that in there, but okay. I am just so disorganized all the time, forever. Okay. Let's just write it on the back of here. That works. these don't need to still be out. I had this plan for, this was ages ago, um, to do like a layout of moon phases, except the phases, like the moon itself, was different fruit that was cut round. And I started and then never finished it. So maybe we'll do that at some point. Like I cut the paper, I added the circles on there, and then I got distracted and didn't do it. But I don't know. My artistic skill is much better than it was then, so that's definitely something to think about. And that maybe it was better to wait so that I could do it closer to what it actually is in my head. Ruler. Where is your center line, baby girl? This is a weird size, which we knew, but let's add that. It's a little better. Okay. That's crooked as fuck. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I get that our brains don't work the same way as many people do, but that thing, it always frustrates me when I don't finish a project. Like, I find it annoying that I can't manage to do it, and then I get distracted and then come across it later. And I think part of that is just, like, I think I mentioned this last time before. Like, I still have the pieces of a project that my mom promised to make for me when I was 11 in my basement. Like, and I think it always frustrated me when my mom did that, and I didn't realize, growing up, um, that was probably ADHD, which I also have now. So, a lot of the things that I try actively to not do involving my ADHD are directly because of how my mom's undiagnosed ADHD impacted me. Because a lot of times you know that thing where you go, oh, well, my brain does this and I don't think that's normal. And your parent goes, no, everybody suffers with that. And then you don't get the help that you need. That was very much our relationship. But I don't know, not finishing projects that I've started really frustrates me. And it's not even like a guilt situation per se. It's just like, I can't believe I couldn't follow through on that, like, and like in the end, for the most part, people don't care. They're the people who do care a lot and bully you about it are probably not worth your time. Um, but yeah, I'm getting so many emails. Oh my god, save me. Okay, so because I did that squidgy, it's gonna be weird. I can make this a straight line. I believe in myself. I can do it. Probably. I'm guessing this paper also isn't cut particularly evenly, just as a guess. Yeah, that's gonna be part of the problem. Okay. But I do need to have some sort of straight line so that I can make the stick look straight. That's what we're doing at the moment. And I also kind of need to know where the center of the heart should be. There, that's better. Okay, I can do it. I'm usually pretty good at eyeballing straight, like enough, but some days, man. My brain just short-circuited. It's fine. Let me. It seems a little bit too thick. Right about there. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I've gotten a lot better about like actually finishing projects that I start. But I also have, the standard project graveyard that many crafters in general, and especially crafters with ADHD have. Um, like there's a blanket that I started for a friend when I was in college, but she kept nagging me about when it was going to be done, and every time she nagged me, I didn't want to work on it anymore. Um, so I still have that somewhere in the world. We aren't friends anymore though. Like we had a pretty dramatic friend breakup. Which wonder why that might be. We had some issues. We were both young though. Like I'm not holding any grudges, just not a good friendship for me at the end. But that's okay. Not everything is gonna work out. I'm being like way more methodical about this than I normally am. Just because I know that this shape is gonna look fucked up if I'm not. I do need to look at some broken lollipop kind of vibes so that I can get the shard shapes right here. I really should be doing this in colored pencil and not graphite. Also, let me just get this shape in here. And we can swap these over. So I am making that too pointy. We want to round that out because that's how the candy would be. Oh, I was also going to write message this person. I won't say their username out loud because that seems rude. Although I haven't heard from her in a while. I think she was leaving Tumblr. So, let me look at the bag stick here situation. It's like it's kind of twisted. Doing cellophane wrap is like really hard. I wanted to round this out a bit, so let's do that. Like yay. And the side is going to end up broken anyway, but that is definitely thinner. Not that it really matters at this point, because that side's going to be broken anyway, but like that. We get maybe that stick is too long. We can end it early. That's fine. Do like the bag should be flat-ish on top and then kind of curve to the candy a little bit here. Have some twists here. Where the bag twists around the pole. Wow, my brain just is not figuring out how that would go. I've done some candy wrappers before, but they were for saltwater taffy, and that was a while ago. It's one of the, whatchamacallits. I know words. The dream journals that I did was about this saltwater taffy place that I went to a lot growing up as a kid. I kind of want this bag to be flopped down because like this is going to be broken off, so let's do that. And we'll have some extra wrinkles through here. And that means that if that's pulling down, this will be pulled a little bit funky, kind of like that. So I guess I did need to get paint water today because once I sketch this, we're probably gonna, well, maybe I want to ink it first. Do I want to ink this? This is what happens when I don't plan ahead. I don't know what I'm doing. This would actually be kind of a cute coloring page, so maybe I'll ink it and then we can, um, then I'll scan it and put it on my website as a coloring page. Maybe I want to make the stick wooden, actually, because these kind of, I'm thinking about those lollipops that are like similar to those big, like giant rainbow ones where it's like the swirl. That's the vibe I'm thinking of for this. And those ones often have a wooden stick instead of a white one. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. What I really need to do, I'm like this all the time. What I really need to do is buy a lollipop like this and then break it myself. I don't know why I'm just like so anal about that stuff, but I really am. Like, I need to see it happen. I need to understand the process. It's almost like I'm neurodivergent. Okay. Um, but they do seem to break in a pretty, well, do I want to do the swirl first? Yeah, probably. But you know, yeah, probably. Okay. This is welcome to the process. Yes, it's always this painful. So let's see. We want like a little blit in here. Yeah, it's also just like I try to be very cautious about what images I use as inspiration. Um, just because like copyright exists and I don't want to get in trouble. Like I always transform things to a level that it wouldn't really matter, but it still makes me feel funky. Like the way I've made this heart shape isn't going to translate super well to this, so we're going to need to change it a little bit here, which is why it's good to get this started early. Kind of like that, except this side's going to be falling off. And in the end, I am being more anal than is necessary for this, which is just kind of how I live my life. Yeah, yeah, that happens, stars. I feel like almost every person I know who has female presented at some point in their life has a drawer of weird guy gifts um, that you can't get rid of. I know I do. It's just sometimes they end up a little funky, and you're like, this thing that you got me is still like reasonable, but I don't know that I really want to keep it. But let me, because the way these are, it's gonna show some of this through there. So I'm not making words that make sense. Don't worry about it. We'll get there eventually. So kind of like that. Oh my God. I don't have anything that dramatic. I did have a whole like comforter sheet set at one point, which was very useful, honestly, but a weird gift to give somebody, honestly, who you weren't dating even. That was interesting. I had a guy one Valentine's Day after I said to not get me any gifts. We weren't dating, just to be clear here. I told him not to get me any gifts, and he showed up at my job with like a whole ass bouquet of flowers, 3 nylon balloons, and like a whole stack of Doctor Who stuff to give me. And I was like, I told you not to do this, bro. Like, I was very clear about not doing this. We did have like. We did have like a will they, won't they kind of thing, but he was not good at listening to my boundaries, as evidenced there. And I was like, I can't do this if you aren't actually going to listen to me. Because, like, if you won't listen to me over the stupid stuff, you aren't going to listen to me when it's important. That was interesting. Okay, I want this to be like almost fully to the edge of the bag here. Like, I don't know. I still like after that. Yeah, well, we worked together too, which was part of why it was weird. Um, so he at least had the sense to go in through the basement where nobody else could see him with all of this stuff. Um, and then tell me to meet him down there, which sounds creepier to meet him in the basement than it actually was, I promise. It was a reasonable thing to ask. But I was kind of like, buddy, I literally told you not to do this. Please, please don't. Yeah. Yeah. I did legitimately like him, but sometimes it's too much. Okay. Now that I've made a mess out of this and I can't tell what goes where, I do want to add some more like little shards in here too from this, but we'll break those off from here. I do think that this needs to come down a little bit too. But I don't know, I still, after that, and I mean, just in general, I kind of always, if somebody is like asking me on a date or something, I will do one pushback to see how they react to me changing something. So I will say, I need to think about it, give me a day, and I'll get back to you. Or I'll say, instead of this place that you've suggested, what if we go to this place? And if they react fine to that and give me the space, then it's okay, and I'm ready to go. But if they don't, then that is a hard no. Because if they don't listen to you then, they won't listen to you when it's important. And if they aren't willing to give you space to think something through, then they aren't going to give you that space when you need it either. And it kind of sucks that I've had to be trained to do that because of how my life has gone, but you know, that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But it's a good like little litmus test to see if somebody is actually like listening to you. So this goes here. That doesn't really make sense. I did it like that. I've messed up the swirl somehow. Yeah, it's just like a little thing that isn't like it's only a big deal if somebody else makes it into a big deal, right? Like I generally know what my answer would be already, but it just gives like that space to make sure that somebody's actually listening to you. I've messed up the swirl. I've messed up the swirl. I need to redo this. I do kind of want the stick showing through some of this too, actually. I need to look at how the hard candy would stick to the stick too. We may end up just sketching this today because this is like breaking my brain a little bit. This is why I usually sketch off stream. Let me, because like the stick and when you do that, I do have dum-dums that I could probably, but it ends up like kind of colored but not like super stuck to it. Like that. Some little shards there. But I have definitely backed out on dates because a guy couldn't take me suggesting a different coffee shop normally. It's like, well, thanks for telling on yourself, bud. I want this to be turned a little more, even though I know that it doesn't really make sense in the bag shape. So I think I've made it a little bit too curved, the bag here. I think we still need like the little flat edge there to make it a bit better. I'm probably, this is why I usually sketch on another sheet of paper and then transfer it onto my art paper, because I feel like I'm really messing with this paper a lot, which is fine. I can transfer this to another sheet of paper. It's not a big deal. It just feels weirdly wasteful. I think I just need to make the shape and then make the bag around it. But I think kind of like that, and then we have a couple shards that would fall down here. Kind of a thing. Yeah. Yeah. I do think that this kind of needs to be at an angle to make a bit more sense. This one might be a cute, like, anti-Valentine's sticker. Which I don't have a problem with Valentine's Day, but I get why people do. Kind of like that. Yeah, figuring out how the broken pieces work would be easier digitally for sure, but also whatever. Maybe I want... No, I don't. I changed my mind. Maybe I want... No, illegal. Never mind. makes a little bit more sense than we get breaking shards like right through here. So that we can see the inside of the candy. We'll be able to see some like right through here. Not as much here. Not there. Okay. That's better. Then do need some white edge on these broken pieces here. Because that'll be from there. It's kind of a random shard right here, and then like little bits of candy dust right through here. Like right here. Okay. And this goes right through here. That one's going to be a hard one to line, but we can do it. I believe in us. Okay. That vaguely makes sense. I do want to end this stick, though. I think like right there probably. Okay. I do also want to do like striped candy, so that's going to be the next sketcheroonie here. But first I'm going to take a quick break because I need to pee, which is information you really needed to know. I know that. But that means that I'm going to run some ads. So I'm just going to take a 3-minute break. So it'll be 3 minutes ads, and then I'll come back, and then we'll probably start inking this, and we'll see what I think about it. And decide if I want to redo it or not. But we'll probably ink this and then end today. But I still do need to do like the candy swirls on here, which will take some brain work. I think I can do it though. I believe in myself. So yeah, taking a break. If you want to avoid the capitalism, you can look away. You can take a break yourself. You could mute the tab. You could get up and do a little stretchy. You could go get yourself a treat. You could, I don't know, turn away from your monitor and give yourself a little hug. You could go look out a window. There are plenty of great opportunities for you to do something a little nice for yourself in your brain while I go do the same. Okay? So I'll be right back, and then we'll continue on with this journey. I have returned. And I feel like Bubblegum KK is like the perfect song for this color. Do I remember what scene I'm switching to? Man, my brain just stopped. I started thinking about something else. And my brain was like, you're not streaming anymore. You need to figure this thing out. But I have a job offer in June, which is exciting. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. And I don't even have to have my clothes off for it. Wild. Although I do legitimately enjoy just getting to be naked because clothes are the devil. But that would be fine. Do I have anything else important to say? I hope everybody had a break too. I hope you had a good break. Okay, figuring out the swirls. That's our next step here. Because I think maybe I would probably want to mask them, but that's not a right now issue. That's a future issue. Think about the step you're on and not the step 35 steps ahead. That should be easy, right? No. Okay, if I can get just like the basics done here, I can figure out if I want to do like a funky pattern or something. Although, maybe, nah, I think it'll be okay. I was gonna say maybe I want to do the stripes in a different color, but like for the sketch, but I actually think this is fine. I think I can figure that out. That may come back to bite me in the butt. We'll find out. This isn't too crazy complicated. Okay. I don't know. You ever have somebody compliment you on something and like it was just like an offhand compliment for them, but it like activates like the wagging dog tail inside of you? One of the teachers I worked with for modeling emailed me and one of the other guys who's a regular and was like, "You're both fantastic models," and my brain is just like wagging its tail now. I don't know. I'm glad that I found something that like I enjoy doing, that I'm good at suddenly, magically. Because it's not like I had any practice or anything like that, but it's still good, which is good. It's nice when you're good at things. I have been working on like some strength training and stuff that's like not huge stuff. I'm not a bodybuilder, but just working on like flexibility and strengthening my bad joints so that I can do a better job at that, which is both good for me and good for that and good for getting paid and blah 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 blah. You know how it be. Why did I change the way that was going? That was silly. Okay. Kind of like that. Do I want to do a more complicated pattern? Probably not. I think I'll just end up doing like white where that is, and I can do that with ink after the fact, or I can mask it to keep the watercolor from hitting there, because we're also going to have white on the inside of the candy, because with this kind of candy, the color is really only on the outside. Kind of like a candy cane. Same vibe. So when you lick all the color off, it's just white inside. But I think that's pretty much it. I think I should start inking this. That was fast and confusing to me. It's almost like I'm good at art. What the fuck? That's something that like they really don't warn you about when you're doing art. They're like, "Oh yeah, charge by the amount of time it makes you take." But it isn't just about the amount of time it takes. It's also about how long it took you to be able to do it in that amount of time. Oh, I didn't add a twist tie. Do I want to add a twist tie or is that like too much? I kind of just want to add the twist tie. Let me look up a reference. Like, I know what it looks like in my head, but that isn't always accurate. Yeah, because I'm thinking one of those like gold shiny ones. So it's got kind of like, I guess there's also just like that red tape that they use on this kind. But it's got kind of like a little wire through it and then has the scrungly little color around it. Kind of like that. Yeah. I probably could have gotten there on my own, but it's always better to have confirmation, in my opinion. Like that. Okay. I wish that I knew where my eraser pencils were. They make these pencils where instead of like, it's just like a colored pencil or a wooden pencil, but instead of having like graphite or color on the inside, it's an eraser. So you can sharpen it to get a really fine eraser point. And I used to have some and I don't know where they went. But we're just gonna go for this, and if I don't like it, we can redo it. I changed my mind. I thought, I'm always like, okay, here we go. And then I realized something that I want to change a little bit. I want to give this bag some more depth by having there be like a little fold here. Me thinking I'm ready to do something. Yeah, I have a wide variety of erasers, which, I mean, hashtag art problems. I mostly use the gum eraser anymore, but I do also like the clicky ones, or the twist ones that are just like a stick eraser. I really like those for doing like writing and stuff. So anything where I'm like writing a letter or whatever. And I think if I do that side like that, I can have kind of like it be a little bit more stretched out here. Kind of a thing. Over top. And be like that. Okay. Okay, I like that better. Yeah, I get the what's that brand called? Stradler, I think. It's like their logo color is blue and it's like a little helmet, I think. I may be mixing up two eraser companies together, but I really like those. The gum erasers are really good for art paper like this. Kneaded erasers have their place, but yeah, that one. Stadler. Stadler? Is that how you would pronounce it? I don't know. I don't know words. But those ones are really good. They're like they're branded as like drafter pencils for engineers, which are so their erasers are good. That and oh, actually I think I have one in my, do I? Maybe I don't. I also get their pencil sharpeners a lot of the time. But I did buy both the gum eraser and the most of the rubber erasers I have are from Mr. Pen, which I didn't trust, but their erasers were super cheap, so I was like, it's worth a try. And they're actually really good. I just hadn't heard of the brand before, and like some plastic erasers are like really bad. I also am fond of this shape, which is from General brand, who also does pretty good pencils. But he's a little beat up. It starts out as like a triangle with rounded corners, so it's good for like specific points. And of course the classic kneaded eraser. I thought I had one in here, but I guess I don't. which is fine. But being both neurodivergent and an artist, I have very specific pen and eraser opinions. Okay, where is the most like accessible point of this to start? I'm scared. I'm scared. We're gonna do it anyway, though. Let's just start with this right here. I'm still getting used to this brush pen too, but I really like the weight, like the line weight difference that I can get from it. This is the kind that Trish uses too, but I'm still kind of like grasping the differences between this and like a micron pen, because it does matter how hard I push the tip, like a lot. So I can also go back over lines that I want thicker, so. Do you think that I've got a little bit too much of a skirt going on over here? We're gonna fix that on the fly and I'll probably regret it later, but you know what? YOLO or something. I don't know. You only art once. It's fine. I do think doing those crinkles in black is maybe not the right call, but you know what? It's been done. Okay. I also think just kind of the wibbly lines that I can get from this will help sell the cellophane bag vibe here. Why is inking always so scary? It's because it's permanent. Bitches will say, I don't have commitment issues, and then have a panic attack while trying to ink their own art. It's me. I'm bitches. I think I do want just like the tiniest little bit showing right there like that. Yes, that's it. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's fine. I can do this. I can do this. I think one of the things about like doing art at all, it's always like I need to make this one right. I need to make this one be real art. I think that I need to start accepting the fuck it mentality, which is like if this doesn't turn out the way that I want it, that's fine. I learned something from doing it. I can do it again if I decide that I want to. I don't have to do it again if I don't want to. Like, I'm the master of my own destiny here. And like, yes, I'm technically getting paid for this because it's going to be a Patreon project. But also, I didn't say I'd be making good art. I just said I would be making art. Do kind of need to decide what I want to do about the stripes for the inking. Maybe I want to go like around it so that there's like the white would go in between the lines, I think. Are probably the right call. Okay. Let's do the bits that are supposed to be in the foreground first so that I don't mess up those lines. Oh, okay, cool. Perfect. Sorry, just got an email. Okay. There will be some work to do with stretch marks in the cellophane bag right through here, but I think that's going to be an in color situation. We're just going to go for this, and if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. But I think it'll be fine. Maybe should have looked closer at where I was gonna have weird lines like that matching up, but eh. Only so much to be done about that on a pattern like this. I think part of the reason that I get like so stressed out about like the sketching and inking part is that I forget that I'm actually good at art. Which sounds silly, but like I don't know, it's easy to forget that like you actually know what you're doing. Especially when you have a brain that is a lying liar all the time about your actually own capabilities. Like that's part of the reason I don't like sketching on stream too, is just because it feels very vulnerable. Because it's like showing something before it's ready. If I sketch off stream, then I have the chance to like go through the awkward phase myself before anybody else can witness me. But really at the end, that's a big part of the process of art, is being vulnerable and making mistakes, and like it's fine. It's not like the world's gonna end if I'm embarrassed about something, but good lord, does it feel like it sometimes. Pieces need some little stripies. Okay. Well, we made a lollipop, chat, and we broke it. So, there you go. We'll probably work on this next time. The painting part. I do need to let the ink dry a fair amount before I try erasing anything off of it. But we can sit here and chat a little bit. I'll fold some stars. How about that? We can do that. Let's fold some of the glow-in-the-dark stars. Let's do some pink. Let's do a theme. These ones get like so scrungly. I'll just sit here and fold some stars. Do I have anything else important to say? I don't know that I do. I don't know that I started with anything important to say, if I'm being honest. I'll start sketching those mushrooms maybe today. Because if I'm doing it digitally, that like takes a lot of the pressure off. And get those set. And once I get the line art settled, I might transfer it over to art paper. But I'll decide once I get there. It would definitely be easier for me to just do them digitally, and that would involve a lot less work in getting them sticker ready. So maybe that's actually the smart idea, but I do also just like painting stuff, you know? But I guess I have plenty of other painting projects to do this month. It's not like I'm gonna run out of painting work. I do also need to get that sticker cutter set up and order ink. That's something else I should put on my to-do list while I'm thinking about it. Order ink. But that's a tomorrow task after I get paid. Because ink is expensive. Yeah, I don't know. It is looking like I am going to have some work in the mornings during one of the weeks in June, which is nice, and it pays really well, so that's also nice. So I will keep y'all updated on stream schedule, but it should be mostly normal. Aside from that, I don't have anything else really going on. But this job would be early in the morning, so I probably wouldn't really want to do that and then come stream because I'm gonna have to get up really early. So we'll see. But I'll keep updated on socials and stuff. I'm usually really good about like being vocal about that. So if anybody has questions, you're welcome to ask. Maybe I want to end up making the twist tie metallic pink. I do have some good like mica colors from the Beam paints. I should also be better about posting reels next week. I kind of fell off of it a little bit. Because I don't know, if you post regularly, as regularly as I do, I guess, TikTok doesn't like that. So if I post a reel consistently every day for a week, my numbers drop, which is just ridiculous. Like, I don't understand what sort of weird chicken dance I'm supposed to do to make the algorithm like me. But like, if you're telling me I need to post regularly but not too regularly, that doesn't work for me. It's really freaking annoying. And I mean, Instagram algorithm is just a nightmare all the time. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, because I definitely had one that tanked like really hard after I'd been posting regularly for about a week and a half, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll take a couple days off. I don't really know, because it wasn't like it was different content or anything. And I got down to like 17 views on something. I was like, okay, you're punishing me for something. I don't know what, but I'll just take a break. And so I took a few day break and then went back to it, and my numbers were back to what they normally are. And I was like, okay, could you tell me why though? Please? I don't understand. I don't understand like why the algorithm also has to be so mysterious. Just tell me what you want. Like, if there's something that's better for the platform, then just tell me and I can do that. But if you're like making me, I don't know, worship some weird god that doesn't tell me the rules, I'm kind of not into that. know, worshiping the algorithm, worshiping the black line of the economy. I'm kind of over it, not gonna lie. Can we, I don't know, go back to just not doing that, please? Although, to be fair, I don't particularly enjoy worshiping anything, which is why I'm agnostic. It's above my pay grade. And this really just looks like a bunch of lines right now, which it is. But because of the spiral pattern, it really just is like, oh, there's lines there. It's gonna look so much better when there's color on it. Yeah, that's so weird. I did that once because they had muted it for some reason, and I got like shadow banned for a little bit. Like nobody could see my stuff, and I was like, I don't understand what I did. It's just like, I don't. Just tell me. Just tell me. TikTok acts like neurotypicals act, honestly, where they're like, well, just communicate and then don't actually say anything. And you're like, communicate what? What are you communicating? I don't understand. Like there's some mysterious song and dance that I'm not doing that I'm supposed to be doing, and just it's not clear. It's not clear. Just tell me. Hi again, Grim. How are the meetings? I will do a stretchy in a moment. I'll just finish the store first. I need to be careful with the hand and wrist stretches today. I mean, I have had for a while, but my wrist has been acting up. And like, I know why, but it's so frustrating. Okay, I'm actively stretching now, if you couldn't tell that by the timbre of my voice. Ooh. I would love it if my shoulders would pop. Right, stars? I just want people to be able to see the shit that I'm doing. The people who want to see the shit that I'm doing to be able to see that shit. You know? It's so frustrating. It's all stupid. Ugh. My psoases are sore too. That's fun and new. Okay. I've done a stretchy. I'm doing a sippy. I need to start doing more twist stretches when I'm sitting down, I think. I think that's better for me. Which I just did, to be clear. I just think that's good. Okay. Ugh. Wrist stretchies. Yeah, I don't like social media the way that it is. Did I ever like it? Maybe a little bit. Like, there are some things that it's good for, but for the most part, it really doesn't do much for me except stress me out, if I'm being honest. Okay, hand and wrist stretchies, accomplished. Okay, I think this has probably been enough time that I can start erasing this. We're gonna find out. If I smear it, I smear it. We're just going full fuck it approach today. I guess it is Friday. It's officially fuck it Friday. This week has not felt like this week to me at all. Like, nothing is real. Days of the week don't matter. Yeah, I think maybe I've erased too much off of this paper, so it's gonna end up absorbing the paint funky. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. That's not a today problem. That's a future Katie problem. But I do definitely need to let this ink dry a significant amount before I put water on it, otherwise the ink smudges a bit, so we won't be painting it today, but we can do that next time together. God, I know I showed my brother. I don't know if I showed anybody else, but I got like negged on a YouTube short a while back, which is so funny. Like, people comment that stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to block you because I don't need to deal with you or your disgusting negative energy. But I usually go to their page to see, like, if there's something going on, I guess, to see if there's a reason that they would act like that. So I posted a video of one of my like turnaround reveals of one of the year of lyrics, and I don't remember which one it was at this point, but somebody commented, actually that looks kind of nice, and I was like, okay, nigger, we're not doing this. This is not a thing that's happening. um so I went to his page just to block him as much as you can on YouTube. They aren't really good about that there. And his first recommended video of his was him in a Hitler costume. And I was like, all right. The amount that I do not care about you and that this is not surprising, like, that would be something you would say, isn't it? So I just blocked him. Like, I don't know why people think they're doing something, cuz nah. There was another one where I posted about how I do hand lettering for all of my art. And one of the comments was, nobody cares what font you use, bye girl. And I was like, you're the one who commented. You did not do very well with your bye girl, now did you? I don't know. People are just like, they really think that their opinion means something, and it doesn't. I mean, I agree with you, Grim, but what prompted this? I now have so much eraser dust everywhere. Okay, so we have sketched out and drawn this. That's a thing. Hey, Kuro! Oh, okay. Yeah, a little bit. Color of the month for next month, I got started a little early, is this color, pink. Um, no, I'm not! Take that back! I don't want that to be my legacy. No. No. But I had a long conversation with Tumblr Mutual a long while back about what our various brands were. And hers was like broken heart things, not because she breaks heart, but because her heart has been broken. And so there's a couple things with this color, this super pink, that I think will match with those vibes. And the way that she described these to me were very visual, and I thought they were really good. Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's given Rainbow, who we're going to go visit. I'm assuming she's still streaming because she started about the same time I do and goes a lot longer. Um, but yeah, so there's this one. There's also like dirty pink heart confetti on the bottom of a boot, I think is what I'm gonna do too. I do need to go back because there were other notes. Those were just the two I really remembered from having talked with her. I need to find where I saved my notes from that conversation because she gave me permission to do all of these too. Because she was like, oh, I'm so excited. Nobody's ever wanted to do art from something I've said before. And I haven't talked to her in a while. I think she left Tumblr, but I need to try and track her down. So we've got the broken heart lollipop. Also, you'll probably like this one. I have this phrase that I use called deliciously malicious, which is kind of like a flirty, fun, teasy feeling. And this is a bad sketch, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have like a little demon lollipop with a mouth behind it to turn into a sticker design that says deliciously malicious. Which is also a callback to we can do the deep lore dive again. Also a callback to a web comic that I did when I was like 17, 18. So I have a very ancient comic drawn in Microsoft Paint. That's basically a hard candy with a demon face on it with the same words because I've been using that phrase since I was like 16. And I think that one would be a good sticker for this month. Oh, you know what else we can do? So here's the sketch for what we did today. And here's the final. I always think it's so funny how my sketches are just like a mess compared to how it ends up. Because a lot of people do like real thumbnail sketches. I don't. I just do like little random lines that mean something to me, but nobody else. You did hear Microsoft Paint. Hello, lesbian. There is a webcomic that I drew ages and ages ago. I think I have one still saved. Actually, I sent the whole site to Aiden at one point, I think, within recent memory. But I did used to do a webcomic that I drew entirely in MS Paint. Oh, is it laggy today? I'm sorry. That might be my laptop. It might be Twitch. We'll never know. I'm just gonna fold some more stars while I sit here. That's my plan. And then we can go raid Linda. I guess I should also take a picture because Linda will want to see what I did. Yeah, it's not good. Don't, um, it's not like a story thing. I did one panel, little silly things that I said, kind of a deal. Um, it's not, it's not great art. It's not a story. It's just me being silly. Um, Maybe I'll share that at some point. My patrons will definitely get to see the original maliciously delicious, deliciously malicious comic for sure. Because they get a bunch of throwbacks to stuff like and old photos of me too that I use as inspiration for stuff. It's weird how your life ends up in your art, honestly. But like for one of my year of lyrics, I was trying to figure out how to do a bruise on skin with watercolor. I don't know that I really managed it, but I used a photo of a bruise that I had given myself in when I was in college, I think, as reference. Which song is this? This is going to be Stream Beats. Ocha, Ocha, by Harris Heller. I think you've asked that about this one before because it sounds like a game one. Yeah. um, but yeah, I don't remember what I was saying or where I was going with it. Oh, they have a photo of a bruise that I gave myself that was like really impressive. Like a really impressive bruise I gave myself. So they have a weird photo of me making a face in the back of my thigh because I'd managed to bruise myself so badly while I was sleeping. I mean, isn't that just how running any tabletop game goes, really? You can plan as much as you want, but really in the end you're winging it. I'm pleased with myself that I got that done. Me, I don't know what we're doing. Well, let's make a whole art then. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just improv and math. That's all tabletop games are, which is why I don't like it. Yeah, fair, fair. Well, we did make it to 3 hours today. Look at me go. And we got a lot of brainstorming done, which is good. So pride mushrooms, keep an eye out. I'll be working on those. Working on setting up my little sticker cutter so that I can do stuff. Yeah. Wow, I have a lot of work to do. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, yeah. That is a way to put it, Grim. I don't know that that conveys what you were trying to say, because it kind of sounds like you're pantsing your players, um, which I don't think was what you intended. Although you can pants your players if you want. I'm not in charge. Yeah, you are mean to your players. I know that much because I've heard from the other side about the things that you do to your poor players. Okay, let me make it so that I don't have everything all in the way. I do need to take a photo. That was the other thing I needed to do. Ah, I do also need to take that photo. That's the other thing that I'm remembering. I'm remembering it. Why is my memory so bad? Like I know it's because I have the bad memory disease, but like why is my memory so bad? Do you need to take just like a proper photo of both of these probably? I've been taking like photos of my stuff at weird angles, partially because I know that like it's gonna get used for AI anyway, but even without like glazing my work, if I take it at a weird angle, it's gonna fuck with everybody anyway. Yeah, yeah, it's because I have the bad memory disease. But I if I think about it hard enough, maybe I cannot have the bad memory disease. Right? That's how it works. I can think myself out of it. But like with the whole Instagram thing where they've already been training AI on stuff without our permission, um, I don't know. Taking worse photos of your art is actually doing a service to the art community. And I'm just like, haha, Grim. I don't know. I do not have the computing power. Oh my goodness. Hello. 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 Welcome in, everybody. Can we get shout outs for Bewitched, please? Welcome in, Bewitched group. Yeah, thanks, Grim. Well, maybe we're gonna do a little bit more work then. Oh, all good, all good. It's just glad it's always good to see you. That's all. I guess I did also get paint water at the beginning of stream and then didn't actually do anything with it. Welcome in, Bewitch crew. Mods, can we get shout outs, please? Please? Woody, please? I can also do it if you guys don't want to do it, but if you don't know me, hi, I'm Katie. I do all sorts of art. Here are some things that we have been working on. Let's pull out some other stuff for you to see, huh? So you know what I'm about. I do a lot of watercolor. I do typography. Yes, you did. Thank you, stars. If you aren't following Bewitch, Bewitch is a lovely person who hangs out here and with Trisha, and is just a genuine delight. And also posts like 100% correct takes on threads at all times. Let's see, what else have I got in here? So, let's see. I do a lot of watercolor. I also do things that are silly and stupid, like a fat ass Gengar. I do typography and stuff like that. One of my big projects was doing a lot of typography of song lyrics. That was the first one I did, and you can definitely see the improvement when I started doing more of it. So yeah, that's me. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. I also still sell a lot of stickers. These are the two new ones that got added to the lineup. We have Pickle, because you should give me your pickle. I love pickles. So I'll eat your pickle. And then we have a little chicken that says don't butcher yourself for somebody else's table, because we also do a lot of like mental health, take care of yourself, positivity vibes. So yeah, that's who I am. If anybody has questions, I'm happy to answer. It's always kind of awkward talking about yourself, but I try. Thank you, stars. But yeah, welcome in. We're probably raiding out soon, but since you guys are new here, I'll just hang out for a little bit. I was just folding some stars to put in our little origami star jar. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying. What I really should, I get them rarely enough too, where it's just like if I feel like I did something right the last time, by the time another one happens, I have 100% forgotten what I did that I thought was right. And it's just, I don't know. Being perceived. I will do a stretchy. Ugh. And I will do a hydrate. Gosh, this one spot in my ribs is like mad at me for reasons I'm unclear on. Honestly, I don't think a teleprompter would work for me either. I think it would distract me and I would get too busy trying to read it and I would forget what I was doing and then choke on my own spit. I think that's how that would go, if I'm being honest. Okay, I've stretched. I've hydrated. I had a sippy. Really, what I need is for my brain to work. But I think that's too much of an ask. We were just talking about how I have the bad memory brain disease because I was asking why is my memory so bad? Well, it's because I have bad memory disease. Like it's almost like my brain doesn't work right and that's why my brain doesn't work right. But yeah. So once this jar is filled, and there's a channel point redeem to add stars to this too. Um, Once this is full, we're doing a big giveaway. And what the giveaway is going to be has kind of been shifting over time. Definitely one of these cross-stitch keychains that I made and no longer sell. This one is the Animal Crossing fossil, but I have ones in Pride colors, and I also have a Shiny Charm one. So I think one of those and probably a commission once we fill it up. I think that's my plan. But yeah. What were you working on, Bewitch? And please feel free to drop any social links that you would like to. Wrong game, lesbian. But that one was a custom color example instead of one of the Pride ones. The swatching! I love swatches. We're a swatch fan here. I think we've talked about this before, you and I have. Because I can show you my own swatching. Because I got the dot card set of the watercolor brand that I use, Daniel Smith, to see what colors I would want to order and to do like my own light fastness test. So I made 2 swatch sheets and some of them are taped up in the window over there right now getting some summer Alaskan sun. Yeah, that's so smart. I really should do that. I've been thinking about getting like a bound like watercolor sketchbook kind of a thing to put all of my different art supplies in because it would make life so much easier to figure stuff out. I guess kind of I've done some of that for some of the colors because I have these little color cards that I'm using for my color and focus project, which is where my patrons get to vote on what color I focus on for the month. So I made these little like reference cards for some of the colors. So, oh yeah, for sure. It would take me a million years to get all mine because like one of the things about being an artist and a crafter and a whatever, and also having the brain weirds, is that you collect a lot of stuff. Because, like, sometimes the only thing that will give you serotonin is buying new art supplies. And who am I to deny my brain these simple pleasures? The person with no self-control, that's who. So we did, I think you were here for part of this. So we did the whole Daniel Smith reference sheet. Yeah, this is a self call out. If I get anybody caught in the crossfire, I'm only a little bit sorry. So we did the Daniel Smith watercolor, we did their gouaches. And then this is all of my Beam paints, BEAM, which is a native owned and operated company that does sustainable harvesting of pigments based on indigenous knowledge, which is really cool. Like these. That's them. So they do little keystones. I really like them. A lot of the colors do lay on more like gouache They're a bit more opaque, especially like these lighter colors. But their sparkly ones are so good. So you can see some of them. I tried to put most of them in the same spot. But like these ones are delicious and I love them. And it's all like ethically harvested mica because they do stuff on their own. So you know where it's actually coming from, which is really important if you try to think about that stuff. So I was very lucky and got a full set of those for Christmas from my dad, um, which is nice. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff I do. And I do love swatches. I did see on Instagram somebody had like just a basic art paper notebook that they used and they put all of their art supplies in color order. So they had like a page for reds and a page for purples and a page for blues. And I think that would be really good and you'd have extra space if you got more stuff to add. So I would like to do that at some point. When I would actually have the time to do that is questionable because I don't really have any time to do anything because I'm doing stuff all the time. But ooh, that's cool. Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, I do. I don't have it out here. I'd show you, but I do like habit tracking once a week too, where I do a bunch of fun shapes. Oh, yeah, go take care of your meat mech. Yeah, good to see you, lesbian. Have a good one. Um, but I've been doing more fun shapes for those. So the one that I did last week, like for this week, I mean, I did it at the start of this week. I know how days work. No, I don't. I did like I did like a sky theme. So I have like suns and clouds and little bird silhouettes and like hot air balloons and stuff. It's fun. Yeah, yeah, we are. I did use the term meat jello in the letter that is going to get to you eventually, Grim. You just made me think of that. Um, but yeah. And then this is going to be for the color of the month in June, which is pink. She pink, which I'm excited about. So I asked Grim, because Grim is one of my dearest and closest friends, if Grim wanted some of my art, because when I was switching stuff over from Ko-fi to my website, I didn't want to list everything again, and some stuff I just know isn't like particularly interesting to buy, stuff like that. But also I just didn't want to move everything over, and I kind of wanted to give some art to people I care about. So I asked Grim what art piece they might want. And their answer was, "Well, you pick." And I was like, "You're going to regret this decision." Um, so I did pick one for Grim, and it's going to be like a violent call out when they get that. It's sitting right over there, ready to be mailed later this week. And I wrote a little letter too, calling you out even harder. So look forward to that. That's what you get for making me pick. You could probably guess which one it is, I think. Revenge how? Like, oh no, my friend is going to prove they care for me? Wow. What a horrible fate. Whatever am I going to do? But we have a raid target already. So thank you so much for the raid Bewitch, but we can move on to another fun streamer who will actually be streaming a little longer. My good friend Rainbow Sheep, also known as Linda, who does like super bright, fun colors and is just a general delight. She's just a great person. So I'm going to switch to the ending screen since we are officially ending now. Um, we can do the little chit chatty here. And maybe I'll actually remember all the things that I need to do a raid this time. Like actually opening the stream I'm going into, which I definitely did not do last time. Yep, yep. It's pretty much just how it works. It's just how it goes. Um, Thanks everybody for being here, for hanging out, for putting up with me being like really out of sorts and not knowing what I was doing, and for all the brainstorming that I did today. We're making good progress. We're making good progress. June is going to be good. I believe it. Um, I will be back on, what day is it? Oh my God. I will be back on Tuesday. Um, and we should mostly do regular schedule. I do have a job coming up that I just learned about while I was on stream. So I will keep y'all updated on any schedule changes. So check them socials. I'm the same username basically everywhere. I'm very easy to find. If you see a Tundra Katie Bean, it is probably me. I have yet to run into a site where I did not have my username available. So I'll see y'all on Tuesday or in whatever other streams we happen to mutually hang out in, because I'm all over the place because I like Twitch. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think. Am I missing anything? I don't know. Remember to actually start the raid, Katie. That's what I'm forgetting. Yeah, I have the brain bat disorder. I don't know why I'm like this. I mean, yes, I do. It's because I have brain bat disease. But you know, can I actually remember how to type out her username? I think I did that right. And because I have her stream up, my computer is now even slower than normal. Okay. Tippy typies, por favor. Okay, and I will also put the raid commands in chat as soon as my computer catches up with life. Yeah, I'm sure it's hot where you are, Grim. So there's a sub raid command and a follow raid command. The sub one has emotes that you can use if you're subbed in the channel. The follower one has emotes you can use anywhere on Twitch, no matter who you're subbed to. So feel free to copy and pasta the one that is appropriate to you. I will... That's disgusting. That's way too hot. I'll see you all on Tuesday. Like I said, remember to take care of and be kind to yourselves. If you can't do that for yourself, please do it for me, because I think that you're awesome and deserve nice things. And that includes from yourself, even on the days when it's really hard, okay? I want to be the little voice in your head that says, oh, Katie wouldn't want me to treat myself this way. Because you're right. You should treat yourself excellently all the time, because that's what you deserve, okay? I love you, and I'll see you all next time, okay? Bye.